Your ZZ plant still has green leaves. It hasn't completely collapsed. But if it hasn't produced a single new shoot in months, the real problem may be happening somewhere you can't see.
Deep inside the pot, the roots could be struggling long before the leaves show any warning. And here's something that surprises many gardeners. A single thin layer of ordinary horticultural charcoal can sometimes make the difference between roots that slowly rot and roots that grow strong enough to support fresh stems. Have you ever pulled a ZZ plant out of its pot and found mushy roots, a sour smell, or dark patches that looked unhealthy? Maybe you reduced watering, changed the light, or even bought a new fertilizer, yet nothing seemed to improve. That's because the issue often isn't feeding the plant more. It's creating an environment where the roots can breathe. ZZ plants naturally grow from thick underground rhizomes that store both water and energy. Think of these rhizomes as the plant's backup battery. They allow the plant to survive dry periods with very little care. But there's a catch. Those same water-storing structures are extremely sensitive when moisture lingers around them for too long. This is where many people accidentally create problems without realizing it. A pot may look perfectly dry on top, while several inches below the soil remains damp for days or even weeks. Water settles into the lower part of the container because gravity pulls it downward. If that moisture has nowhere to escape, oxygen levels around the roots begin to fall. Healthy roots need oxygen just as much as they need water. Without enough air, they become stressed, weaken over time, and eventually start breaking down. The frustrating part is that these changes happen quietly. Your plant may still appear healthy because the rhizomes continue supplying stored moisture to the leaves. That hidden reserve can mask the damage for weeks or even months. By the time yellow leaves finally appear, the root system may already have suffered significant loss. Have you noticed your ZZ plant refusing to grow even though nothing seems obviously wrong? That's often one of the earliest clues. Many gardeners respond by watering more frequently because they assume the plant looks thirsty. Others add fertilizer, hoping to encourage new growth. Unfortunately, both actions can make the situation even worse. Fertilizer can't repair damaged roots, and extra water only keeps the soil wet longer. But that's only part of the story. The type of potting mix also plays a huge role. Standard indoor potting soil often contains fine particles that gradually settle together after repeated watering. As these particles pack tightly, tiny air spaces disappear. Water drains more slowly, while oxygen struggles to reach the roots. Now imagine placing a thin layer of horticultural charcoal near the lower drainage area of the pot, not enough to replace proper soil, but just enough to improve the environment where excess moisture tends to collect. Charcoal doesn't magically cure root rot, and that's an important point. What it can do is help create conditions that are less favorable for prolonged sogginess. Its porous structure contains countless microscopic spaces formed during the heating process that creates charcoal. Those tiny pores can temporarily hold small amounts of moisture while also leaving room for air movement. In a well-designed potting mix, this can contribute to better airflow around the root zone. Another interesting benefit is that horticultural charcoal tends to remain stable in the soil for a long time. Unlike organic materials that break down quickly, it keeps much of its structure, helping the potting mix stay looser instead of becoming heavily compacted over time. Most gardeners never realize that healthier soil structure often matters more than adding another fertilizer. But before you rush to add charcoal to every plant you own, there's something extremely important you need to know. Not all charcoal is safe for plants. The charcoal used for barbecues often contains lighter fluid, binders, or chemical additives that should never go into potting soil. Even charcoal ash can change soil chemistry in ways that aren't suitable for many houseplants. For indoor gardening, the safest choice is horticultural charcoal or activated horticultural charcoal specifically sold for plant use. There's another detail that many videos completely overlook, and it may be the reason some gardeners never see good results. It's not just about using charcoal. It's about where you place it, how much you use, and what you combine it with. That's where the real improvement begins. Let's put everything together in a way that's easy to follow. Start by choosing a pot with at least one proper drainage hole. No amount of charcoal can compensate for a container that traps water at the bottom. Good drainage is always the first priority. Next, prepare a loose, well-aerated potting mix. A combination designed for indoor plants works well, but you can improve it by adding coarse perlite or pumice to increase air pockets. This helps excess water move through the soil instead of sitting around the roots. Now comes the charcoal. Place just one thin layer, about half to 1 inch, 1 to 2.5 centimeters, of horticultural charcoal over the drainage area before adding the rest of your potting mix. The goal isn't to create a thick barrier. Instead, you're creating a small zone that encourages better airflow and helps prevent the bottom of the pot from staying wet for long periods. Think of it as giving the lower part of the container a healthier environment rather than trying to filter the water. Once the charcoal layer is in place, add your prepared potting mix and gently position the ZZ plant. Spread the roots naturally without forcing or bending them. The rhizomes should sit slightly below the soil surface, not buried deeply. Planting them too low can keep them damp for longer than necessary. After filling the pot, lightly firm the soil with your hands. Avoid pressing too hard. Roots grow best when the mix stays airy, and compacting the soil removes the spaces that allow oxygen to reach them. Now water the plant thoroughly once. This helps settle the soil around the roots and removes large air gaps. Then comes the step that many gardeners skip: patience. ZZ plants don't like constantly wet soil. Wait until the potting mix has dried well before watering again. Depending on your home, this may take 2, 3, or even 4 weeks. Instead of watering on a fixed schedule, check the soil several inches down or lift the pot. A noticeably lighter pot is often a better sign that it's time to water than the calendar. You might be wondering, how soon will I notice a difference? The answer depends on the condition of your plant. If the roots were only mildly stressed, you may see firmer leaves and fresh shoots within a few weeks during the active growing season. If root damage was more severe, recovery can take several months. That's completely normal. A healthy root system develops gradually, and the plant usually repairs what you can't see before rewarding you with visible new growth above the soil. This is where many people give up too early. They repot the plant, then begin watering more often because they don't see instant results. Ironically, that extra attention can slow recovery. ZZ plants thrive when they're allowed to grow at their own pace. Here's a professional tip that experienced indoor gardeners often use. Whenever you repot a ZZ plant, inspect the roots carefully. Healthy roots are firm and light-colored, while healthy rhizomes feel solid to the touch. If you discover roots that are black, mushy, or have a foul smell, trim them away with clean, sterilized scissors before repotting. Removing damaged tissue helps prevent decay from spreading to healthy parts of the root system. Another helpful habit is choosing a pot that's only slightly larger than the current root ball. Oversized pots hold more soil, and more soil means more moisture. Extra moisture takes longer to dry, increasing the risk of future root problems. A pot that's just one size larger is usually the better choice for ZZ plants. There are also a few mistakes worth avoiding. Don't confuse horticultural charcoal with barbecue charcoal. They are not the same product. Don't create a thick charcoal layer, thinking more is better. Too much charcoal can reduce the amount of potting mix available for healthy root growth. Don't rely on charcoal alone while continuing to overwater. Even the best potting mix can't protect roots if they remain soaked week after week. And finally, don't panic if your ZZ plant doesn't produce new shoots immediately. This plant naturally grows in cycles. Sometimes it's quietly strengthening its roots long before sending up fresh stems. That's one reason it's known for being resilient. It invests below the soil before showing progress above it. So, does one layer of horticultural charcoal solve every root problem? Not by itself. But when it's combined with a well-draining pot, an airy soil mix, proper watering habits, and plenty of patience, it can become one small improvement that supports a much healthier root environment. And healthier roots are often the starting point for stronger rhizomes, sturdier stems, and the new shoots every ZZ plant owner hopes to see. Sometimes the biggest change doesn't come from adding more fertilizer or buying another expensive plant product. Sometimes it's simply giving the roots the conditions they were designed to grow in. Have you ever checked the roots of your ZZ plant? Did you find healthy white roots or signs of rot? Share your experience in the comments. Your story could help another plant lover avoid the same mistake. And if you enjoy practical plant care tips backed by real gardening principles and explained in simple language, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more houseplant guides, and share it with someone whose ZZ plant hasn't grown in months. Your next healthy shoot could start with one small change beneath the soil.